When people hear that most ancient humans lived only to around 30 years old, it sounds as if human life was naturally very short in the distant past. However, this is a common misunderstanding of statistics. The average life expectancy in ancient times was indeed much lower than it is today, but that number is heavily influenced by one important factor: extremely high child mortality. Many children died before reaching adulthood, which dramatically lowered the average age of death across the entire population. In reality, if an individual survived childhood, their chances of living much longer increased significantly. Modern studies of ancient populations suggest that many adults lived into their 40s, 50s, and sometimes even beyond. Therefore, an average life expectancy of 25 to 30 years does not mean that adults usually died at 30. Instead, it reflects the large number of deaths that occurred during infancy and childhood. So why was mortality so high in the ancient world? One of the most important reasons was physical injury. Ancient humans lived in an environment where daily survival required constant physical effort. Hunting large animals, traveling long distances, climbing difficult terrain, and performing manual labor exposed people to serious risks. A broken bone, a deep cut, or an internal injury could easily become fatal. Today, many injuries can be treated through surgery, antibiotics, and advanced medical care. Ancient humans had none of these advantages. Even relatively minor wounds could become infected, leading to life-threatening complications. Without effective treatment, the body's natural defenses were often not enough to prevent death. Food shortages were another major threat. Ancient societies depended almost entirely on nature. They had no supermarkets, refrigeration systems, or global trade networks. Their survival relied on successful hunts, favorable weather, and the availability of wild plants and animals. A drought, an unusually cold season, or the migration of prey animals could leave entire communities without enough food. Malnutrition weakened the immune system, reduced physical strength, and increased vulnerability to disease. During periods of famine, mortality rates could rise dramatically. Disease itself was one of the deadliest forces in human history. Ancient people had no understanding of bacteria, viruses, or microscopic pathogens. They did not know why infections spread or how to prevent them. Concepts such as sterilization, antibiotics, vaccination, and germ theory would not appear until thousands of years later. As a result, even a small wound could lead to a severe infection. Diseases could spread quickly through families and communities, especially in settlements where people lived in close contact with one another. Epidemics could devastate populations long before the causes of disease were understood. Environmental conditions also played a significant role. Ancient humans faced extreme weather, dangerous predators, natural disasters, and constant uncertainty. Harsh winters, floods, storms, and prolonged droughts could threaten survival at any moment. Unlike modern societies, there were no emergency services, hospitals, or government relief programs to provide assistance during crises. Despite these challenges, ancient humans were remarkably adaptable. Those who survived possessed extraordinary resilience, both physically and mentally. They learned to hunt, build shelters, cooperate within groups, and adapt to changing environments. Over many generations, natural selection favored individuals who were better able to withstand stress, disease, hunger, and environmental hardship. Their survival skills allowed humanity not only to endure, but also to spread across nearly every corner of the planet. So did ancient humans really die before 30? The answer is both yes and no. The average life expectancy was often around 30 years because so many children died young. But adults who survived childhood frequently lived much longer than most people imagine. The low average lifespan of ancient populations was not primarily the result of rapid aging. Instead, it reflected a world filled with injury, disease, hunger, and constant environmental danger. The fact that humans are here today is a testament to the resilience of those ancient survivors. Every person alive is descended from generations of individuals who managed to overcome some of the harshest conditions our species has ever faced.